Hello, I'm Brent Shiratori, and this is Idea Marketing. You know, most companies don't realize they're bleeding money on marketing, not because they're spending too much, but because they're spending without strategy. And that's exactly the kind of thing a fractional CMO can fix. It's like getting a $300,000 marketing expert on your team without paying the $300,000 salary. In this video, I'll walk you through what a fractional CMO actually does, how it's different from hiring a full-time one, and why more businesses are making this switch. Let's start with the situation most companies find themselves in. You've got a company who has a great product, and maybe they've hired a marketing manager or brought in an agency. They're running ads, posting on social, sending emails, so it seems like they're doing a lot of marketing, but nothing sticks. The campaigns don't connect to each other, leads come in but don't convert, the sales team blames the marketing team, marketing blames the budget, and everyone's working hard, but it feels like running in circles. What's missing isn't another tactic. It's not another tool or platform. What's missing is someone who can step back, see the full picture, and build a plan that ties every effort to actual business growth. That's where a fractional CMO comes in. So what exactly is a fractional CMO? Well, it's an experienced marketing executive who joins your company part-time or on contract. They bring the same level of strategy, leadership, and expertise as a full-time chief marketing officer, but you only pay for what you need. Now, don't get me wrong. If you can afford to hire a full-time, seasoned, and experienced CMO, that could be one of the best investments for you. But let's face it, a lot of companies just can't afford it. A full-time CMO could be as much as high six figures when you add in benefits and bonus incentives. A fractional CMO, on the other hand, works on a contract and has a clear scope of work. They're not a full-time employee, so you're not paying employee benefits. And since they're working on a contract basis, you have much more control in ensuring you're getting exactly what you need. Think of it like this. A full-time CMO is embedded in one company, overseeing every marketing function every single day. A fractional CMO comes in with a specific mission: diagnose what's working, fix what's not, build a plan that aligns your marketing with your growth goals. They're not there to replace your team, they're there to lead it more effectively. And here's the other advantage. Fractional CMOs usually work with multiple clients. That means they're exposed to different industries, different strategies, different ideas, different challenges. That experience makes their advice sharper and their execution faster. It's like having a strategist on speed dial, someone who's seen it all, led dozens of teams, and can quickly identify where your marketing is bleeding time and money. Over the last few years, more businesses have turned to fractional CMOs. Startups, mid-sized firms, even some larger companies during transitions. And it's not just about costs, it's about flexibility and focus. Hiring a full-time executive is a big commitment. Salary, benefits, bonuses, and onboarding. And if the market shifts or growth slows down, you're stuck carrying that expense. Fractional CMOs give you freedom. You get senior level expertise only when you need it, whether that's for 6 months, a year, or a specific project. When your business scales, you can scale the engagement right along with it. But the real advantage isn't just the flexibility, it's the agility. Fractional CMOs are used to jumping into different industries and solving growth problems fast. They bring specialized skills, fresh perspective, and a deep understanding of what's working right now across multiple markets. And because remote work is the norm now, location isn't a barrier anymore. You can bring in the best possible talent wherever they live. Businesses are realizing they don't need more marketing people. They need better direction. And that's exactly what a fractional CMO delivers. So what does that direction actually look like? Let's break down the biggest advantages. One is strategic clarity. Fractional CMOs bridge the gap between marketing tactics and business strategy. They're not focused on doing more, they focus on doing what matters. Here's what that means in practice. Most marketing teams are running campaigns without a clear connection to business objectives. You've got someone managing social media, someone else running ads, maybe a content person writing blog posts, but nobody's really asking the fundamental question: how does this move the business forward? A fractional CMO can come in and create that connection for your team. They look at your business goals and work backwards. If you need to increase revenue by 30% this year, they figure out what marketing needs to deliver in order to make that happen. Then they build a plan where every campaign, every channel, every piece of content has a specific role to play. They help unify your brand story, so you're not saying one thing on your website and something completely different in your ads. They align sales and marketing so both teams are working from the same playbook, targeting the same customers with the same message. And they make sure every campaign has a clear purpose, not just let's post more on Instagram, but we're using Instagram to reach this specific audience with this specific message because it supports this specific business objective. No more random acts of marketing. 2 is cost efficiency. Instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a full-time executive, you get that same strategic expertise at a fraction of the cost. No overhead, no benefits, bonuses, or long-term contracts. Just focused leadership that fits your budget. With the Fractional CMO, you're getting someone who doesn't need months of onboarding. It's someone who can hit the ground running because they're trained to quickly evaluate the situation and needs of a company and rapidly develop a go-to-market plan that will generate results quickly. But here's the bigger advantage. You only pay for what you need. If you need 20 hours a week of strategic leadership right now, that's what you get. If your business scales and you need more, you can adjust the engagement. If things slow down and you need to cut back a little, you can do that too. It's perfect for companies in growth or transition that need C-level insight without the C-level expense. You get the strategic thinking, the experience, the leadership, but you don't get the fixed overhead that becomes a burden when the market shifts. 3 is data-driven results. Fractional CMOs are outcome-focused. They set up systems to track ROI so you can finally see what's working and what's wasting your money. Most companies are flying blind with their marketing. They know how much they're spending. They might know how many leads they're getting, but they don't know which specific campaigns are actually driving revenue. They don't know if their ad spend is returning $2 for every dollar invested or losing money on every click. A fractional CMO fixes that. They build measurement systems that connect marketing activity to business results. Instead of vanity metrics like impressions or engagement, they focus on metrics like cost per qualified lead, conversion rates, customer acquisition cost, and lifetime value. Metrics that actually drive business results. They audit your current campaigns and cut what's not working. If you're spending $5,000 a month on a channel that's generating leads, but none of them convert, that budget gets reallocated to something that actually drives sales. They also identify opportunities you're missing. Maybe your email marketing is converting at twice the rate of your paid ads, but you're putting 10 times more budget into those ads. A fractional CMO spots that and shifts resources accordingly to put your money where it actually produces results. 4 is team development. Fractional CMOs mentor your internal team, helping them think strategically and make better marketing decisions long after the engagement ends. Here's what that looks like. Let's say you got a marketing coordinator who's good at execution but hasn't developed strategic thinking yet. A fractional CMO doesn't just tell them what to do, they coach them. They walk them through the reasoning behind every decision. They teach your team how to evaluate campaigns, how to think about customer journeys, how to tie marketing activities back to business goals. They show them how to use data to make decisions instead of just going with gut feeling or following what competitors are doing. Over time, your team gets better. They start seeing patterns. They start anticipating what's going to work before launching a campaign. They develop judgment. And that capability stays with your company even after the fractional CMO moves on. You're not dependent on one person anymore. You've built a team that thinks strategically and makes smart marketing decisions on their own. It's like the difference between hiring someone to fix your car every time something breaks versus teaching you how to maintain it yourself. One solves the immediate problem, the other makes you capable in the long term. 5 is long-term impact. Even when they step away, their systems, processes, and strategies keep producing results. Their role may be fractional, but the impact continues. A fractional CMO doesn't just show up, run some campaigns, and disappear. They build infrastructure. They create repeatable processes. They document what works and why. They might build a content calendar system that your team can follow quarter after quarter. They might create a lead scoring model that helps sales prioritize the best opportunities. They might establish a monthly reporting cadence that keeps everyone focused on the metrics that actually matter. These systems keep working long after the engagement ends. Your team knows how to run them. They know what good performance looks like. They know when something's off and needs attention. That's the difference between fractional and temporary. Temporary means someone comes in, does some work, and leaves. Fractional means someone builds something that lasts. The impact compounds over time instead of disappearing when they're gone. Now let's talk about what they actually fix, because most business challenges come down to just a few core issues. Problem: overloaded founders and teams. Marketing can easily get pushed aside when founders wear too many hats. A fractional CMO lifts that weight so leaders can focus on running the business, not running campaigns. Problem: unclear brand and messaging. If your marketing feels scattered, it's usually because there's no clear strategy behind it. A fractional CMO defines your voice, sharpens your story, and keeps your messaging consistent across every channel. Problem: sales and marketing misalignment. You know how it goes. Sales blames marketing, marketing blames sales, and the business suffers. Fractional CMOs fix that by aligning goals, unifying communication, and building one shared roadmap. Problem: inefficient ad spend. If your marketing budget feels like it's vanishing into thin air, you're not alone. Fractional CMOs audit your campaigns, cut what's not converting, and double down on what is working. Problem: stalled growth or plateaued revenue. When you've hit a ceiling, the issue isn't effort, it's direction. Fractional CMOs find blind spots, uncover opportunities, and reset your strategy for scale. These are the problems that quietly drain time and money, and they're exactly what fractional CMOs are built to solve. The business world has changed. Companies are leaner, faster, and more results-driven than ever. And the old model of hiring full-time executives for every department can be a real challenge. Fractional leadership delivers what modern businesses need most: expertise on demand. No fluff, no wasted overhead, just the right guidance at the right time. The fractional model makes that level of leadership accessible to companies that used to think it was completely out of their reach. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all. It enables even small to medium-sized businesses to get the same level of strategic power big brands rely on, but in a way that fits the realities of growing businesses. If you found this useful, check out my other videos with practical tips on marketing and brand strategy. I post new videos every week. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Remember, you don't need to buy more ads when you have better ideas.